Well, hello there, fellow Grumpies. Welcome to the Grumpy Grandpa channel. I'm your host, the Grumpy Grandpa. Now, I thought I'd do something a little bit different for this episode. We've been dealing with the possibility that we're living on a prison planet. And it can get quite involved and sometimes a little depressing. So I thought, let's do something different for maybe just one episode and relax just for a little bit. Now, I'm a Welshman living in central Minnesota, and today we are at a park close to where I live, and it's a park that's right on the Mississippi River. Beautiful, very pleasant, and relaxing. So sit back and we will see what happens as we go along. Enjoy. Now, I've been down here quite a few times. The first time I came down here must have been over 10 years ago. And my mom and my brother were with me, and my aunt. And we had a good time. But as you can see, this is beautiful. And very relaxing. And I can only imagine the wildlife that lives here. And as you can see, it's a beautiful day, by the way. This winter was horrific. Minnesota is known for its harsh winters, and this year was no exception. In fact, it's one of the worst winters I've known since I've been here in the 22 years I've lived in Minnesota. And we were dumped on time and again with snow. And there's the river. There's a fisherman on the river. So as I was saying, yes, the winter was quite harsh, and it's nice to have the summer here at last, where we can at least get out and do something. Beautiful, yeah? However, we were hoping for more rain than we've been having. My lawn is dead. So we had a harsh winter, dumped on time and again by snow. And you look forward then to the spring and the summer, hoping for some rain. And we've had one day of rain, real rain, since the snow melted away. So it goes from one extreme to the other. By the way, I'm going back home this year in about 3 weeks' time to see the kids and grandkids again, and I will try and take some video and show you my experience of going home again. I was there last year in Wales, South Wales. I was there for 9 weeks, which was wonderful. Did a lot of walking. I enjoy walking. I saw the kids and grandkids. And as you can imagine, being 4,000 miles away, it's very difficult. There's the grand old Mississippi again. I fished this river quite a few times myself too. In fact, we might go to the very place I used to fish. It's called Blanchard Dam, just opposite the place I used to live, a little town called Royalton. And I used to go down on the dam nearly every day in the summer, fishing, and I caught some nice fish there. Look at that. Yeah, some nice fish, usually catfish. But if you know to cook it correctly, it can be very nice. Nice little chair there, little seat I should say. Let's take a look closer. Gotta watch where I'm stepping because I'm old, senile, and grumpy. Look at that. Tell you what, maybe I should start fishing again. Okay, now we're gonna go up here. Now you have to excuse the videography. I have this gimbal and I'm still trying to get used to it. I really don't know how to drive it properly yet, so please excuse my first attempts. Now the climate in Minnesota is a climate of extremes, as I already mentioned. The winters are brutal and the summers can be very hot. Extremely hot, in fact. Today isn't so hot, it's a nice breeze. And here we are at another part of the park. I think there's a school outing or something taking place too. the Mississippi, heading back where we came from. And I am going to be taking you to another part of this park. And then maybe we'll go up to Blanchard Dam and take a look at what goes on there. It's so nice to get out and about and away from the TV and the craziness of what's going on in the world today. I said in my last videos that the inmates, the insane, are in charge of the asylum. And I think that pretty much says it all. Days like this, you can just leave all that BS behind and just chill out and enjoy for a few moments. Look at that. Tell you what, the mosquitoes are biting. Oh, my legs. Just caught one on my arm now. For some reason they love me. I don't know what it is. I'm just glad I'm wearing my hat, because otherwise you can guarantee that my head would be like the Himalayas after all the bites. There's the car in the distance there. I should have put some spray on. I'll remember that next time. Keep the buggers off me. Very quiet here today, this part of the park, which is nice. I can get to do my thing without So here we are at Blanchard Dam at last. I said last because when I promised you I'd bring you to Blanchard Dam, that was yesterday. And I was on my way up, but because of my cognitive decline, I got lost. I ended up 10 miles north. But in all fairness, the reason was that the entrance to Blanchard Dam has grown over somewhat. So maybe it's not entirely my fault. But here we are, Blanchard Dam. So as I said earlier, I used to come down here fishing. In fact, this was the first place I came fishing. But it was the other side of the river. And I did catch some nice fish. My first fish was a huge catfish. And there's quite an amusing story behind that. I'm not going to go into that right now. But I caught quite a lot of northerns as well, northern pikes, which seems to be in abundance in this river. And I just remembered I have some spray in the car for these mosquitoes and I forgot to put it on. Go figure. Anyway, I'm not going to go too far down here. Just far enough for you to see. This is like, is somebody fishing there? Now if you look across the way there, that's where I went fishing. On the other side of the bank, that's where I used to be. It wasn't the easiest place to fish, but fishing was good. Hasn't changed much in 20 years. Now I think next we'll go to Royalton. That's where I lived for 15 months. Passed through it yesterday, and the apartment I lived in is still there. So we'll go and take a quick look, shall we? I thought we might take a look at this bridge before we go into Royalton. Views from up here. Puffing and puffing. I should go to the gym. Haven't been for about 4 or 5 days. It's a long time for me. There you go. My bike has got a flat tire at the rear end. I'm gonna have to fix that. I do want to do some cycling. Yep, this gimbal has got a mind of its own, but it will not beat me. I will master it. Just down there back 20 years ago when I lived up here, or 21 years ago now, I was fishing on this side of the river, just a little further down, and I could see a storm coming through, and I thought, oh, I got time yet. Took my time in getting my fishing gear together. Good grief, it was 5 minutes and lightning strikes on the other side of the river. I was pooping myself. Minnesota, things happen quick here. Okay, back to the car. That's a thin ice, look at that. Thin ice. People in Minnesota do a lot of ice fishing. They go out on the frozen lakes, drill a hole in the ice. Sometimes it can be 2 or 3 feet deep, or thick, the ice, and they fish through the hole. I tried it once or twice, never caught a thing, so I gave up. There you are, look. You've just crossed the Mississippi River. Well, we didn't really, but let's pretend we did. There we are. Pretty, isn't it? So here we are at Royalton. I lived further down there, but where we are is close to a place called Treasure City. And they said, oh, there are trinkets in there. I used to go in there often. It's nice to see that it's still here. But we need to make our way down towards those traffic lights, because I live near there. Let's take a little walk, shall we? Just remember where I parked my car. Treasure City. Shouldn't be too difficult to remember. I am old and senile. Quaint little town. It's about 30 minutes from St. Cloud where I live. Might have to exercise this gimbal. I think it's demon possessed. Oh, it could be the driver, of course. I think we've slipped through this alleyway ahead, down to the stop sign. Let's see where we are. I can't quite remember. It's been over 20 years. So I'm trying to show you the helicopter is up there, but the gimbal is not cooperating. What do you think? There it is. You can see it. Let's go down here. deeper there. Now if you see, it's going to be noisy here. Let's go here from the main road a little. Now 10 Sport Bar and Lounge. Above that, to the right, that was my apartment. And the bar, Sports Bar and Lounge, wasn't there, at least not that part of the building when I lived here. That was a flower shop. But it did exist the other side. And it was called at the time Mel's on 10. Bottom bit here would have been the flower shop, and above that, like there, was my apartment. And that's where I lived for 15 months. I was a regular attendant to the Girls on 10, which was right here. Different owner now. I used to spend a lot of time in Mel's on 10, as you can imagine, just living above it. And when my mum and my aunt came over, they spent a lot of time there. Became infamous in 2 weeks. Some of you from Wales, especially, I'm talking about Mountain Ash of course, may have known them as the Lillettes, Jean and Dora. That was their singing song, or their group duet name. And that really says everything about their sense of humor. Let's go down here. So as you can see, it's a quaint little town. I made quite a number of friends when I was here. And I met the grumpy granny. Decided to get married, and so I moved to St. Cloud. I think we're parked down there. You can see the car already. So I hope you enjoyed these couple of videos as a distraction. Sometimes you've got to lighten up and leave the rough and tumble of life and take a few moments to enjoy. I've certainly enjoyed it. The mosquitoes have enjoyed it too. I fed like wildlife. I'm very sensitive to the plight of many animals. But I tell you what, killing mosquitoes, I enjoy that. As creepy as that sounds. Here in Minnesota, they have this saying that mosquitoes, sometimes they call them birds. They're so big. And they have this thing for Welsh blood. I guess they don't get much of it around here. And they see me and say, hey, there's that Welsh kid again. Come on, let's feast.